And yes, these can hurt you. You're in the blast range. See? Hey, welcome back everybody. This is Shino, and this is episode 30 of our Let's Play series. Hope you are having a great Wednesday for a hump day. And let's see, last episode we started working on this. Now I did change something up here. I got rid of the large gear. And only reason being is just because it was just getting in the way, being the big one. I did get rid of the large gear, but I did get the tree out of the way, and I got the max number of sails put up. So that's good. Also went through and I built the wooden toggle and the Helve Hammer base. So if we look at the Helve Hammer base, it's not all that difficult. You know, a lot of the same stuff that we've been doing. And if we look at the toggle, Shift H, and there you go. Okay. Now, I did go through pretty much all of my resin. So I did have to go back through a lot of the chests, and I did find a little more resin that I had. So I got it all brought over here. I've got 30, and then I also went out and killed the animals between episodes. So let's run over here. Looks like I need to pick up some. Yeah, see, I got to do some hunting on these chickens. Get rid of them. There's a bunch of them that just kind of run around here, and they need to go. So I'll be doing that here pretty soon. But I killed off a lot of the pigs that were in here, and there were a lot of pigs. So I do have everything that's in here now is Generation 1. And I did end up with a Gen 1 boar, and I think maybe 2 of them. I think one over there as well. So I did end up with some Gen 1s. So got them in here, and they're eating like pigs. And then also I've got my sheep in here, and I killed off, it looks like from the first group that, that were born in here. You'll see that these are still both the original Gen 0 ewes. And I've got a Gen 1 bighorn ram. Both of them that were born in here were both rams. So I killed one off and kept the other one. So that's what I did. I needed the fat. I needed the pelts, the leather. So I thought, that's no pun intended, but let's kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So I did that. And then I had a bunch of the meat that was left over from on my return trip back that I needed to make sure I cooked. Oh, and I did do some work around here. I'm not going to spend too much time showing, but let's run down here real quick because I want to check on this. So bowls are gone. Went ahead and cooked them up. I had to make another mold, so I did that. And then I just threw the end of the raw crocks in here to cook. So they're going, and all the other crocks that cooked have now been filled with food, and they're setting up on our shelves. So it takes 64, takes 2 stacks of red meat to make 8 hefty red meat stews. Because you're putting at least 4 servings of each, because you're putting 4 times 4, that's 16 per crock. So that's 1 stack will get you 4. So I just had enough for that after I killed off the pigs, so that was good. And let's see, I don't think I got anything in here that I'm still working on. I still got bowls laying around from where I was cooking. Okay, so what are we going to do in this episode. So we need to make our Helve Hammer, and I talked about this in our last episode that I wasn't really sure if I wanted to do a 10 bronze one or not. Well, I've decided, yeah, let's go ahead and do 10 bronze on this. Now, for a Helve Hammer, we're going to pour this in as a mold. Once you get above 10 bronze, again, like I've mentioned, iron has to be smithed. But for now, at least we can pour it. And that was one of the other kind of reasons why I wanted to go ahead and just do a 10 bronze, because I could just pour it in there and let that go. I think that's too much, but we'll just throw that in there. So that's why I just went ahead and said, let's do 10 bronze. I had enough to do 5 ingots, and so I'm using 3 of them here. And I need some coal charcoal. So we're going to get this 10 bronze Helve Hammer done. We're going to get our Helve Hammer made and put into place, and then we're going to turn some iron blooms and form them. So a little bit to do here. And while this is still heating, I needed to make more saws, because as you see up here, I went ahead and finished off the walkway going down this way. You'll also see, I got that one. No, it's in the right spot. You'll also see I did copy one of the chisel blocks, and I just want to point this out that, this is a chisel block and that's a chisel block. So those two have to be copied independently of each other. These here will have to be copied as well, but they'll be able to duplicate. So I can do one and it should get me 2, I'm thinking. We're going to find out. And then these will have to be copied as well. So I got to basically copy this entire panel to throw up in here. So I started doing a little bit of it. I went ahead and decided to do all the top one. And I think I got most of them done. Yeah, it looks like it. And then I decided, because I kept going through chisels, and I think I was only able to copy like 10 or 8, something like that, and the chisel would be used up in durability. So my copper's gone. I decided to stop doing that, and I'll have to work some more, but I decided to use my copper that I had left and make a couple of new saws. So I'd have those for doing some other stuff here. So I did that, and that's all the chisel I've got left, which was the one that I had in here after last episode. So, yep, copper is gone. We're going to have to, definitely going to have to pour some more copper up, but that's why we're talking about the different tools and different skill sets that we're adding into what we're doing, so that we can get and free up some of our time. So the amount of time it took us to make ingots for copper, that's not going to be decreased any. It's still going to be the same amount of time. But the amount of time it took us to make copper plates, yeah, that is about to be reduced once we get this Helve Hammer done. And all right, so I'm going to need to put these all back. One there, here, and I think there's one more. Oh, it's got the food in it over here. Okay. Well, there we go. And, of course, to seal up all those jars, I had to go through a lot of my honey and a lot of my wax. So a lot of that stuff is gone. And I've been storing the honey in this barrel here. So I've got 20 liters of honey plus another 2.75. So definitely getting a lot of honey together. for being able to use in cooking and poultices and the like. How much longer we got here on this? Okay, let me let this finish up. I'll come back when it's time to pour it. And in the meantime, while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to be grinding up some stuff here. I need to get some stuff ground up, and so I'll just kind of do that at the same time. All right, I'll be back. All right, so let's pour our 10 bronze Helve Hammer. It's going to take some time to cool, and while it does, I will go ahead and explain what we're also going to be doing in this episode. So I want to get this Helve Hammer done, and we're going to get it into place, and we're going to start working through some of our iron blooms, and we're also going to make some plates, some copper plates. So I'm going to demonstrate that in this episode, just so that everybody kind of knows how to do it. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I decided, it might be a good idea with as much copper that I found down in that branch mine, might not be a bad idea to blow something up. So we're going to make some ore bombs today, and I've been trying to get together everything I'm going to need. Now this is sulfur. We're going to need sulfur and saltpeter and black coal to create the blasting powder. So that's what I am starting on here. Now each bomb you make each time you do a crafting, you'll create 8 bombs. So that's one good thing about it. So I'm just going to spin up some of this, grind it up, and then I've got a cave that I had found black coal in right there. So, and I think there might be some. I think it might have been brown coal that I was finding. Yeah, brown coal was all up in this area, but that's black coal up there. So I'm going to have to run up there and get some black coal. And there's more brown coal. Yeah. So I'm going to do that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep grinding this up. We're going to let this cool. And then once that's done cooling, I'll come back and we'll make our Helve Hammer. Okay? So I'll talk to you soon. All right, we're back. So while I was waiting for that, I did go ahead and gather up our backpack chest. Put that on my back. So we're getting ready to go on a little journey. I did finish gathering up the powdered sulfur. Got 48. Also went ahead and got 48 saltpeter ready for this. And we're going to grab that. And I don't know if we'll leave right away, but we're going to be leaving here shortly at least. And yeah, I got some boards. So let's go in here and make our Helve Hammer. Now, let's see. Helve Hammer. So for this, no tools. We just need the boards. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there is our Helve Hammer. Okay. There we go. Hammer is ready. So let's grab. Got a couple blooms here. So let's grab 1, 2, 3 of those. We'll drop those in. And I've got a shovel. Gotta get out of my bag, I think. Yeah, there we go. A little more charcoal here. This won't take a whole lot of charcoal to do. And when he's lit up. So what you have to do now, just like with any other metal working, if we were going to work it on the anvil itself, we would have to heat the bloom back up. So that's what we're doing here. We're going to heat this bloom up. And as long as the wind stays long enough, we'll be able to convert this into an iron ingot. So we're going to go through this process and let you see an iron ingot. And we'll have to do the plate another time, because I'm going to have to go in here and make some more copper. Alright, should be... I think I'll need 2 in there for iron, but just on the safe side, put 2 in there. That one should be about ready. We'll fire that one up. And again, it's going to get to 1100 degrees. It can be worked now, you know, once it gets, I think, above 750, but we'll go ahead and let it get all the way up. Won't take much longer. Ooh, hot. Okay. Shift, place it on there, and there it goes. So what it's going to start doing now is it's going to start turning that into an iron ingot. You'll start to see the slide getting knocked off, and it's going to start forming the ingot into the right shape. So where it's missing, it'll start putting it in there. And this is a process that you can help this along. I don't think I've got my hammers anymore. I think my tin bronze hammer got used up. Or I put it in a chest. You know, not thinking about it, I might have put it in a chest. We'll need those. I'll have to go find it. But anyways, there you go. So it is now forming into an ingot, and if I take this and hold over it, you can see where the pixels are that it is, or the voxels where it's moving them from. Okay. And when it's done, it will just throw it on the ground. Just like that. One steel ingot. Or iron ingot, sorry. Okay. I'm going to allow these to continue. And when these 3 are done, I'm not going to do any more. We're going to go get what we need. See what time it is. Yeah. I'll let these go, and I'll be back tomorrow morning with the sunrise, and we will go get our black coal. So I'll be right back. Hey, I'm back. It's not morning yet, but I did want to show, I have been working also on the pathways. So finished off this path leading over to here. And I'll try to skip my way down this way. We'll get down here. And path over here. So this just runs between these right now. I've still got to finish going that way. And it stops right here. I still got to take it around to this side, and then remember we still have one more farm bed that we need to put in. And then we'll need to connect it back up over to these. So a little bit more progress going on as far as the pathways go. That's the nice thing about doing some mining, getting all that stone for making the paths. Excuse me. All right. It is 7 o'clock. All right, I'll be back in the morning. All right, let's take our trip. Forgot to put that lantern in my other hand. Now, I do not have any armor with me. I'm hoping that we don't get into too much trouble out here, but I am going to have to keep an eye out for some food as well, because I do not have any food with me. Last night it pretty much drained me out. So hopefully we'll find a little bit of browse as we're going up this way. Alright, back to the time lapse. I think I may have the wrong cave. I thought this was it. And it was right here by the opening. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay. I just remembered, I was thinking the cave dropped off a lot more than that. So let me get up here for just a second so I can kind of survey. It seemed like the cave dropped off more than that going into it. Okay. I'm going to find my way down in there and see if I'm going to put this in my offhand now. And I need my... Let's get my chest off here. I meant to bring dirt with me as well. I did not do it. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, since this is not a very secure area, I am going to eliminate some of the blocks here. Just to make it a little harder for bad guys to get up here to us. So like this one, that one, and that one. And then I'm just going to put this across like that. That should prevent them from getting up here to us. See, there's two of them right there, and they're not going to be able to swim against that water. So I think I'm going to be okay. Famous last words. Alright, let's get some coal. So what I want to do is I'm going to come in right up here, put in one ladder, and then we'll just come right across like this. See how much this we can get. Oh, and there's some more sulfur too. Sweet. Get up above it here. See if there's more this way. Hopefully it's not just this one layer. Here we go. And it fell through again. And... all right. So luckily, I mean, if you look at it, you've got saltpeter here, you have the black coal, and you have sulfur. So this basically, we can just change the name of this to be our bomb mine. But we're not going to be able to stay here very, very long. So I've got 6 pieces. Let's grab this one right here. And that one right there. And that should do us. We'll get up here to a safe spot and we'll put these together. Back up here by our chest. Okay. So, to make blasting powder, right there, you need 4 of the saltpeter, 2 of the sulfur for every 1. That'll get you 6 blasting powder. And then I don't have a whole lot of... oh, and I don't only have my twine, my flax with me. So for this, you're going to need twine also, and I forgot to bring the twine. So back to the base we go. All right. Use my dirt pillars from when I was here before. Now we can replace those. Just the regular. This is actually a very temporally unstable area. So not like other mining area. So we're going to probably not spend a whole lot of time over here, but it's nice knowing I got all the components there for the bombs in one spot. So let's head back over. And run around this way. And I'll be back once I get back to the base. Alright, back. Let's see. I got thinking on the way back I may not have... oh, yeah, I do. Okay. I was thinking, well, I may not have any twine left over. Alright, let me get this back off my back. There we go. Now we should be able to make 16 ore bombs. Super, super, super. I'm going to keep the flax. Continue to put it up here. The blasting powder, I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put it at, but I'm going to put this down in here for now. Now, saltpeter I usually keep out with my garden stuff. I'm just going to put that little bit in there. Okay. Get this chalk put up. All right. Where are we going to use this at? Ah. Yeah, let's go this way. Actually, I probably better go ahead. I'm going to go underground. Let's get my armor on. All right, ready for a nap. We got this little area down here that we've been toying around with. We're just going to go detonate off a bomb here. We're not actually going to do any mining. I just want to demonstrate, just to show. Yeah, this will work. Okay, so these bombs have a pretty good radius. We're going to go in 1, 2, just like that. We're going to drop one in right there. Now, these will not collect the stone. Okay, so you're going to lose all the stone from one of these explosions. And any of the ores that are in that area will break and fall. So these are not something you're going to use for mining out stone. These are things that you're going to use for mining out just your ores. Okay. So next time I go over and we go ore mining, we'll have these bombs with us in our bag, and we find, you know, oh, like I know where to go. Let's go over here to where we've been mining our quartz at. Yeah. All right. So if we come in here, I can put this bomb right there. And there you go. So you can see the area of effect is amplified when it's in contact with the ores, with the crystals, things like that. Now, you will not get the crystallized versions of ores when this happens. So, you know, like the large crystallized piece that I had from the bountiful iron, won't get any of those by doing it this way. So you want to, you know, it's a trade-off that you're talking about. So let's do one more. And yes, these can hurt you. You're in the blast range. See? So always keep that in mind. Okay. Hey, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. This has been episode 30 of our Let's Play series. We got our Helve Hammer taken care of. We made some ore bombs, so now we have talked about all three methods of mining for ores. We've talked about you know, mining through the caves and finding stuff. We've talked about surface ores. We've talked about branch mining, and now we've talked about using explosives for getting our resources. So that's going to do it. Now, this is episode 30, which means that the next episode that we do is going to be a recap episode. So this is Wednesday. That means on Saturday, be watching for the recap episode to go up. And next series of episodes we're going to be doing, we're going to start in on automation stuff. So we're going to start making some plates. I already talked about having to make a lot of copper plates because we're going to want to make some hoppers. We're going to want to make some chutes. We're going to be harvesting a lot of flax so that we can put together a whole bunch of sails for additional windmills. So we're going to automate querns. We're going to be moving items horizontally, moving them up in the world via the Archimedes screw, which is a really cool thing. If you haven't seen it before, it allows you to move items up out of a cave area. So that is going to be really neat. I'm looking forward to doing that, dropping them into a chest, so that way we're not having to make multiple runs with our resources as we go. So something to look forward to. All right, folks, that's going to do it. Hey, this has been Shino, episode 30. Thanks for spending this time with me, and we will catch you next time. Take care.